This video is going to go over finding the volume of a pyramid. Remember, volume is how much it can hold inside, and the label is cubed for volume. All right, so here's the definition of a pyramid. A pyramid is an object where the base is a polygon, which is a straight-sided shape. So in this one, you can see, here's the base. I'm just kind of tracing around it. And the sides are triangles. If you look at this side right here, you guys see it's a triangle? Here's another side, it's a triangle. You can see the back, it's a triangle. So the sides are all triangles that meet at a point at the top, okay? So all the, kind of from the four corners of that base, they all meet at the top, okay? So that makes a pyramid. Now if you were gonna try to draw one, I could try to draw a square pyramid. So my base is a square. I'll just put a point up here, and then I'm just gonna connect my four corners up to that. So I just kind of drew a pyramid. You could also draw a triangular pyramid. You can draw lots of different kinds of pyramids. It just depends what the base is. So like that's my base, that square that I started with. Now I do want to point out the height of a pyramid has to go from the middle of the base, okay, up to the top. So it kind of goes from the middle of the base up to the apex or the top of the point in the pyramid. It also has to make a right angle, so that does make a right angle. If it's going straight up and down, it makes a right angle. All right, guys, so I have a prism here, and it looks like it's a cube, and I also have a pyramid. I can tell that it's a pyramid because it has a base here, and then it has sides that are triangles. Now, if you look at these two shapes, you can see that they actually have the exact same height. If I kind of flip it this way, you can see they have the same height. They also have the same base. Okay, so their volume is gonna kind of be the same. Okay, I'm still gonna do the area of the base times the height, but I wanna see how does the pyramid compare to this prism. Looks like it's gonna be less just by looking at it, but I'm gonna kind of prove it to you. Now before I do that, I just wanna point out the height of a pyramid has to go from this top, okay, you see the point up here, to down to the bottom. So the height would be like if I kind of put my finger on the side here, that's how tall it is, that's the height. I went right through the middle. All right, I'm gonna take the things off and I'm gonna kind of start pouring and see what you notice. So I'm gonna start pouring some beans in here. Okay, this is all the way full already. Look how much is left in the prism. If you look at it, it kind of looks like I took about a third of it. Okay, we'll see how many actually fit. So there's 1/3. Do it again. There's another third. Okay, and then one more. That should be full. I didn't fill it quite all the way full. There's the third. So really, in a pyramid, it holds a third as much as it holds in a prism. Stop. All right, so here is the volume formula for a pyramid. Now, if you remember, it compares to a normal prism, which has the formula area of the base times the height. Now, if you guys remember when we were trying to when we were comparing the prism and the pyramid, in the pyramid, it was only a third of what was in the prism. So the formula is a third times the base times the height. So please make sure you have this in your notes. All right, so let me show you how you would do one. Okay, so I have a pyramid over here. You can see it's a pyramid because it has a base and then the sides are triangles and it meets at a point. So I'm gonna start by writing the formula, 1/3, the area of the base times the height. Okay, I'm gonna keep the 1/3, then I'm gonna find the area of the base. So if you guys look, the base is this down here. It looks like it's a square, right? So to find the area of a square, I do 11 times 11. So I'll fill that in there. And then I need the height. Well, the height goes from the middle of the base up to the top. Okay, so you have to know that. The height has to go from the middle of the base all the way up to the top. It needs to make a right angle, which it does. You can see that. So now I'm going to times that by 12. So here is my volume formula. Okay, here's what I usually type in first. I usually do the 11 times 11. So that's my area of the base. I'm going to type that in. That's 121. Then I times it by 12. Okay, I'm typing that in. Oops. And I get 1452. And then it says to times by a third. Okay, well, another way to do this, guys, is to think this is the same as actually dividing by 3 when you times by a third. Because think if you wrote it like this and you went straight across, 1 times 1452, that's 1452. Then on the bottom, 3 times 1, that's 3. So really, I'm just doing 1452 divided by 3. And my volume ends up being 484 centimeters, and volume is cubed. Okay, so volume again means how much can I hold inside, so this is what my volume is. All right, let's try another one. So again, I see that this is a pyramid, okay? It has a base here, and then the sides are, the faces are triangles. You guys can see that. Here's a face, that's a triangle. Here's another face, that's a triangle. All right, so I'm going to use my formula for a pyramid. It's volume equals 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. All right, I'm going to start filling in my numbers. I'm going to keep my 1/3. I need to do the area of the base. Okay, I'm just going to kind of shade the base in a little. The base is down here. That looks like a rectangle. The area would be 2 times 5. So I'll just fill that in. And then times the height. Now remember, the height of a pyramid has to go from the middle of the base to the top. So it has to go from the point and then kind of straight down, right through the middle. So the height is going to be, right here, it's 5. All right, so now I am going to multiply this out. I'm going to do my 2 times 5 first, which is 10. Times 5 is 50, so I have 1/3 times 50. Okay, if this helps you, you can either just think this is the same as dividing by 3 right here, or you can just put a 1 under the 50 and times straight across. 1 times 50 is 50. 3 times 1 is 3. Now I just need to do 50 divided by 3. Okay, I don't get a real nice answer, so I'm going to say my volume is about, or approximately, 16.6 repeating, it looks like, inches cubed. Or you can say that 16.6 repeating, that's the same as 16 2/3 inches cubed. So that's what my volume is. All right, so I just found the volume of that pyramid. All right, so let's find the volume of this pyramid. So again, I'm going to start by writing the formula down. 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. All right, so I'm just going to kind of carry my numbers down. 1/3. Now I have to find the area of the base. Now the base would be right down here, and it looks like it's a triangle. Okay, I know the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. All right, so if I do that, it looks like my base is 3, my height is 4 in this triangle. Okay, so there's my base, there's my height, because the height has to make a right angle. So I will do 3 times 4 divided by 2. So that's the area of my triangular base. Okay, then I need the height. The height, remember, has to go from the base up to the apex, or the top of the pyramid. So it looks like my height is 4. Okay, I'm going to work out inside the parentheses first. 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. So now I have 1/3 times 6 times 4. Okay, now I'm going to do these two. 6 times 4 is 24. Now I need to times by 1/3. Remember, timesing by 1/3 is the same as dividing by 3, or you can just put a 1 underneath it, times straight across. I get 1 times 24 is 24. 3 times 1 is 3, and then I'm going to work this out. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So my volume is 8 miles cubed.